And now, live from Pod Cabin in Burbank, California, it's the Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend show. Tonight, Allison welcomes her guests. She's a writer and producer from such shows as Comedy Bang Bang, Dispatches from Elsewhere, and You're the Worst. It's Eva Anderson. And he's a comedian and OG podcaster who may always be not boring, but not funny. Never. It's Jimmy Pardo. Tone Zone is here in person, which means he will not be quiet quitting, but he will hopefully be silent but deadly quitting. I'm her husband, Daniel, saying hop on board the Love Bus and say hello to your new best friend, Allison Rosen.
Allison Rosen. Allison Rosen is your new best friend. Allison, with her good times never end. Allison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Allison's your new best friend.
Hello, my little hot dog popsicles. Welcome to another exciting episode of Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend, that particular atrocious, revolting sounding carbohydrate, which does exist, was sent in on Patreon by Lisa Lowry. Hot dog popsicle, you might be thinking, yes. And I try to avoid being newsworthy in my carbohydrates. However, Oscar Mayer has come out, and this is not even a read, but I should be getting money for this. Oscar Mayer has temporarily come out with a hot dog flavored popsicle. They're calling it a cold dog. They say it has a smoky flavor and notes of umami and a mustard drizzle. And you can get it in like metropolitan areas in these pop-ups. I think it's a publicity stunt, and I just played right into their hands. But anyway, yuck. But
gross.
It's like past me knew that future me was going to be talking about this via that drop.
Yeah, we were all thinking that, yeah.
Exactly. I did not give you permission to speak yet, Tony. You know how this works. Anyway, boy, have we had a show before this show has even started, which I will get into. But yes, I am on Patreon, patreon.com/Allison Rosen.
Patreon.
All sorts of rewards. You can get episodes of The Friend Zone, which is my Patreon bonus podcast. It is juicy and gossipy, and I answer your questions. Nothing is off limits, and there's all sorts of guests, and it's just a real fun time. And then sometimes it's also like very dark and personal. And also you can see videos of the Thursday show when I do them on Zoom. However, this one is in person and how. And then also there's a level where you can text me and I'll text you back. You can submit carbohydrates and I will call you them. You can submit questions for my guests, subscribe for a year and get 2 months free, or just do it month by month. It's completely up to you. I cannot wait to introduce my guests. They've been at my house for a very long time. You don't even know. Welcome to the show. For the first time on the Thursday show, Jimmy Pardo, hello.
Oh, yes. Hello. Yeah, first time Thursday program. I did see that news article about that popsicle seconds before I arrived here.
What?
And it nauseated me.
So disgusting, right?
It nauseated. Yes. It may have ruined my day.
And now I'm like double ruining it.
Yeah. I couldn't believe you brought it up because I thought it was one of those things like, well, I stumbled across it. This certainly can't be news. And then you mentioned like, dude, I guess this is going wide.
It's gone viral.
Yeah.
And I don't think I would have stumbled on it if it hadn't been for someone submitting it.
You're blaming
as a
the listener.
It's not the first time, and it won't be the last.
Of course. I mean, they're the enemy. There's no question
Where did you come? I don't know that they have our best interest at heart.
I don't think.
Where did you come across it?
I was at OscarMayer.com. I go there on a daily basis just to see what they're all about.
Okay. I go to a hot dog aggregator, and I thought it was weird that it wasn't in there.
That's interesting. Yeah. Because, it was over at popsicle.net. Coldtreat.tv. I believe it's somebody tweeted out about it like, hey, doesn't this look like the worst thing in the world? I think that's where I encountered it as I was scrolling today.
Yes. I went on Instacart today to place an order, and I discovered, and it's like shop Lizzo's cart, Lizzo the singer.
Yes.
And you can find out what she gets at Walmart.
Okay.
And so then I tweeted, and this is tasteful, I said, whose dick do I have to suck for my groceries to be featured on Instacart?
And they say,
well, the CEO of Instacart, but it's a woman, I guess. So it's empowering.
Get in on it.
Yeah. But then I was talking about playing into people's hands. like letting everyone know that they should go out and get this revolting popsicle. My tweet now, like basically that was just free publicity for Instacart.
And Lizzo.
Does
Lizzo really shop at Walmart?
That's what I was thinking.
Come on. Come on.
What, do you think she's a Gelson's gal?
I don't.
Whole Foods?
I think she bumped up. That's my guess on Lizzo. Yeah.
Well, I know, but so what's like the toniest supermarket? Not Sprouts. Sprouts is fairly affordable, I guess.
Yes, and Sprouts doesn't have everything you're looking for. Let's be honest about Sprouts.
No.
It's time we finally are honest about Sprouts. I'm tired of
I'm so tired of the free ride they're getting.
Right?
Yeah.
Because everybody thinks they're like Whole Foods. And while I love Sprouts, it's not the same as Whole Foods.
No.
Let's quit pretending.
Let's bring Eva into this because Eva Anderson is here. Hello.
Bristol Farms.
Oh,
yes.
I was just waiting for you to give me permission to say Bristol Farms.
Yes.
I don't want to get in the middle of your introduction, but is something on fire in my studio? Do you guys smell that?
Yeah. Well, if I may, I don't want to blow up your spot. And we're recording on a Sunday afternoon, so I would imagine a neighbor is having a barbecue.
That would smell like a delicious fire.
Yeah.
It does.
And
okay.
And you know what would be a great dessert afterwards? Some hot dog flavored popsicles. Hey, did you just have a real hot dog? Now enjoy a cold version.
Yes, a flight of dogs.
Yeah, dog flight.
Right. Hot dogs 2 ways.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just going to relax and we're going to be like someone's having a barbecue as opposed to like my studio is
Your studio's
on
not
fire.
on fire. It's somebody enjoying their Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we'd know
it
if the
smells
studio's
fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I, if I may,
Please.
and you can certainly edit this out.
That's something I don't do.
Can I just leave? No. Can I hold this?
Yes, you can.
Is that going to be problematic, Tony?
No, as long as you're not all you know what you're doing.
There we go. That is going to change. I'll say it. The world. All right. I'm ready.
World. So Jimmy just took his microphone out of the microphone holder and now he's leaning back and he's way more comfortable. And that's fine. A professional like you, what we don't want is these unprofessionals who have to manhandle their microphones. But someone like you who, does professional stuff, you're fine.
All right.
You do professional stuff.
I've been known to do professional stuff.
Yes, you're
I have
fine.
a tough time saying it, apparently, but I've certainly been known to do it.
Right. But back to Eva. Because I had to bring up fire in the middle of introducing you, and I felt like that wasn't fair because it's your first time on the show. You deserve all the fanfare. So you are here because Paul Rust and Michael Cassidy, who play in a band with, or Tony plays in a band with them, fan favorites, my favorites, they came on the show recently, and they said to me on air, "Do you know Eva Anderson? You would love her. You guys would get along so well." I feel like they were pitching you as someone who should in real life be friends with me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, more than just come on the show.
Okay.
And I was like,
shit, really? That's so nice.
it was Betsy Sodaro. It was so nice. Like, I would have to go back and listen to remember whether it was a pitch for us to be friends or for you to come on the show. But they're very similar. I feel like you get to a certain point in podcasting where it's all kind of the same.
Yeah.
But so anyway, this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Amazing.
I did steal that from probably a John Hughes movie or something. That was a joke.
Can I comment on this, by the way?
Yes, you can.
I don't know how your Thursday shows work on who talks and who doesn't.
Oh, it's a free-for-all.
I don't listen to the program. I don't care for the host or certainly the producer.
He sucks, right?
Enough with the drops. We get it. I guess that's what I'm saying. I'm kidding. It's
I know,
100%. Tony, please know I'm kidding. I love your music and your band. I
don't care for the fact that he's in a band.
You don't like him being in a rock and roll outfit?
Well, it's cool because it gives me bragging rights because people will come on the show and then afterwards they'll email and be like, "Oh my God, I just put it together. I'm like the biggest fan of that band." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's my Tony, blah, blah, blah." But he's always fucking leaving.
He's not always leaving. He's left once in 2.5 years.
He's left 5 times in 4 hours. He's always leaving, Jimmy.
Well, all I can do is apologize. I don't know his exact schedule. I just go by what I see on Twitter. But what I was going to say, and I think you're going to like this, it's going to warm your heart.
Okay.
I assumed you and Eva, when I walked into the backyard, have known each other for 20 years.
Oh, we have an ease.
I love that.
Yes.
Yes.
It seemed like you guys, quite frankly, like I was going to be the fourth wheel. Like the three of you all knew each other. And here comes Pardo to muck it up. That's that's what I felt.
No, that's not it at all. We had just met. And then when just everything went awry with, the stuff we're going to get into which is going to be a very interesting story for the listener who we've decided is our enemy.
Yeah, they are.
No, and then you and Eva were outside, getting to know each other. And I'm like, well, they're going to be fast friends now, and I'm odd man out. I'm going to be the Pardo of the situation.
No, this is A, it's your dojo, and B,
that's why I'm wearing a gi.
I'm hurt that I don't I haven't seen Paul Rust in a while. So that's what I took away from that.
Why are you looking at me? I'm not booking your show.
Yeah. I don't know. All right. I'll work this out on my own time. Seems like the wrong time to do it.
So anyway, they recommended you, and now you are
I'm here.
And then I went and did a deep dive and listened to you on some podcasts.
Oh, man.
And normally with new people, I say, potentially think of some fun facts about yourself, because I might turn to you and I might say, hey, what's a fun fact? But now I'm filled with fun facts about you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, for example, you have ribbons from the LA County Fair in bundt cakes.
I do. I've ribboned
Wow.
several times in different, like mostly bundt, but also chocolate chip cookies.
Wow.
This year I entered and I did not make it in the cabinet, and I was livid.
Wait, what went wrong?
I don't know. I mean, you never know what they expect from a bundt cake, but you know, they just didn't care for my my
Bunts?
cherry almond one this year.
Well, I'll tell you what I didn't care for, the fact that I have not been given a chocolate chip cookie, and we've been here at 30 minutes.
I know.
If that shouldn't, right, Tony? Should she have not, Allison, should she have not shown up with some cookies?
With some blue ribbon cookies?
Yes, blue ribbon winning cookies.
It's pretty rude now that you mention it.
Yeah, to be like brag about winning awards and then not sharing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing though. I've won first place twice. I've won third place, but I also won fourth place once, which is a pink ribbon, which is bullshit. That's like fake. And when he said it to me, I was furious. I was like, "Don't give me this."
Really? I would eat pink ribbon cookie all day long.
No, nobody
You
should get.
feel like you shouldn't get anything for fourth because that's loser territory?
It's not a thing.
Do they keep going after that still, or is that the
I think
cutoff?
that's the last one. It just felt like so rude to open up an envelope and a pink ribbon falls out. It's like, LOL. And then this year, I got a envelope with a ribbon in it, and it fell out, and it was just a participation ribbon for being part of the 100-year anniversary of the LA County Fair.
What color is that?
It was just like, I think it was like orange, and they have this original IP character named Thummer, who's a pig who looks almost exactly like Porky Pig. And they ripped him off the year that like Porky Pig was invented. And they also originally called him Porky. And Disney was like, guys, you have to change something. So they changed his name to Thummer. And he walks around the fair and he looks real dumb, and he was on the ribbon. A lot of county fairs have original characters. Okay. That's something I just discovered. Like walk around costume characters.
And children enjoy getting their photograph taken with the
with Thummer.
With Thummer. I mean, when I ran into Thummer at the fair this year, the answer was no. No,
Really?
No one. There was like a woman, like a handler, screaming, like, "Come get your picture with Thummer," and like no one was doing it.
So wait, though, are there traditional? This shows how I want to be competitive, but I guess I just don't rate. This shows how much this is foreign to me. Are there traditional colors for first, second, and third? And you're saying pink is like, it's silly that they would assign pink to fourth place. Does
Yes.
everyone here know what first, second, and third are?
I mean, first is blue ribbon.
Okay, that makes sense.
I think second is, I don't have a second,
She never got second.
I'm sorry
but
to.
third is red.
Okay.
I think.
Green? Would it be green?
Green or red? Oh man, now I wish I can't
Or is
pull it
fifth
out.
place green?
I look in the cabinet and I see them all every year, and I just can't like summon it. But blue ribbon's the only one that matters because you get $25 if you win a blue ribbon.
Oh, that's nice. That covers your expenses, your doughs and flowers and such.
And your drive to Pomona to drop it off. And your drive back to see if you got in the cabinet. So 2 drives to Pomona and some flour and sugar and butter and stuff.
You got in the cabinet like we all know what the hell that means.
I know, twice.
Yeah.
First she said she wasn't even in the cabinet, and I
Yeah.
just assumed is the cabinet first, second, and third.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's a
but now I'm
okay.
thinking there's an actual glass cabinet.
Yeah, it's very
It is.
confusing.
No,
oh,
there is.
is.
It's a home goods pavilion. It's part of the Fairplex. You walk in. There's big cabinets on the wall of preserved vegetables, pies, cakes, cookies. Also, there's like a thing called tablescaping where it's like people compete to see how good they are at setting a table with a theme.
My wife watches a TV show about that and was obsessed with it.
It's very interesting.
Where does someone find this TV show?
My guess would be TV.
I would say talk to Danielle Koenig on this.
Okay.
But you walk around and you look in the cabinets till you find your category, bundt cakes, for instance. And then you're like, am I one of these? And you're like, no. And not only am I not one of them, I'm not even in the cabinet this year.
This is how they tell you. This reminds me of, and I never experienced this, but I've seen a lot of TV shows where the tablescaping show exists, where this is how people find out who got a role in a high school play. They post it and everyone clamors around it.
You're running up to the wall. You're like looking, and you're just not seeing. But in this case, it's like you're not seeing the cake you dropped off that's like a week old with a piece cut out of it because they tasted it.
They enjoyed it. Or not.
They put,
or in my case,
this year, no, yeah.
Wait, so they put a week old carved cake in the cabinet?
The cake sits in there for 6 weeks.
Is it a freezer cabinet?
No.
Ew.
It just gets grosser and grosser.
So if you go to the last week of the fair, you're seeing gross bunt.
You're seeing the grossest. You're seeing gross baked goods just across the board, inedible, stale, and they warn you you're not getting your cake back, and it's like, yeah, no way. Like, are you? Of course, I'm not.
You don't want it back.
I don't want my cake back.
So which were your winning bunts?
Okay, so first place, lemon, glazed lemon bunt. Third place, summery apple bunt.
What made it summery?
It didn't have cinnamon in it. It was just like apples on like pound cake, like a top layer of apples. Fourth place, chocolate.
Huh.
And then my most recent ribbon was chocolate chip cookies. And one thing that's interesting about it is that people that's like all old people and they're all very mean, and that's why I like the culture of it, because they're backstabbing. And I had like an old woman and her husband like mean girl me when I was excited about my cookies winning.
What did they do?
I was like alone. I was like there by myself, and I like turned around from the cabinet. I was like, I won best cookies. And this woman just like looked at me and then looked at her husband and rolled her eyes, and they walked away silently.
What the?
And it was
Wait, what?
amazing. It was like devastating. And I was like high off that for like an hour, that interaction, like on a Wednesday afternoon.
You thought you were going to make new friends there, and that didn't happen at all.
I just didn't know that you could still get that from like that
From a
people
60-year-old woman?
Yeah, 60-year-old woman like knew how to do that and just totally like cut me off at the knees for being excited. I was also wearing an Angeline shirt, and maybe that's why, because she thought I was wearing an inappropriate t-shirt or something, and I was in Pomona.
Now it's the LA County Fair, but it's Pomona.
Yeah,
because isn't Pomona San Bernardino?
It's the very edge. I think you're
Okay.
you're just crossing over into San Bernardino County past Pomona.
Interesting.
I've heard OC Fair is actually much better, but I haven't never entered. But maybe next year.
I'm from OC originally, so I have been to the OC Fair many years ago. I don't know about
The baked goods competition.
I don't know anything about it, but I
Okay.
could imagine there being some mean girl 60-year-olds down there.
Oh, probably much meaner ladies, but I've heard
Yeah.
that the judging is better. Because sometimes I hear the women complaining, and they complain about the judges, and they really have it out for certain judges, but they'll be like, I'm only entering OC from now on. Or they say, I'm only entering Ventura from now on. Like LA, basically saying like LA County Fair is over. It's like a conversation I hear a lot. I
But the
overhear a lot because they won't talk to me.
If the judging is better, that would mean like it's more honest.
Yeah, they're always like, they always think people are are paying off the judges. There's like a lot of like this
my God.
person cheated. No, this is why I love it. Because like a woman, like people will just be like, look you're not supposed to wrap your caramels. Look, he wrapped his caramels and he still gets the blue ribbon for caramels. I don't know what's going on with this place. Like it's like kind of like, I don't know if you know the vibe of the website Nextdoor, but it's similar in terms of
do
just-
I ever?
It's like recall George Gascon or whatever,
Yeah.
but caramels judging. It's like that.
This is amazing. This is a real bird's eye view.
Yeah, it's fun. You should go next year with and go and look at the cakes. And
Could I
know.
submit? Could I submit something? And even if I don't win, can I bring my plate of cookies? And
Oh yeah, you can have the full experience. You can drive down on a Wednesday night and drop them off. And the reason I like it is because you get to see a preview of what the fair is going to be that year, because you drive onto the empty fairground and you get to see like what the new food, like what are the fried foods this year? What's the new? Is there a new ride? Who's performing? It's like you get kind of a preview.
I don't know the fair that intimately to like understand why one year would be special from the one before.
It's really about the food stand Chicken Charlie and what their new fried thing is, because every year they have a new fried thing. So it's like this year it was like fried Kool-Aid. I think it was fried Kool-Aid.
How do they? How?
It's actually just like a Kool-Aid donut.
It occurs to me that I once again have not introduced Tony yet, even though we did hear him speak. Hello, Tony. Welcome.
Hi, almost 20 minutes in. Is that a new record?
It's pretty early for me.
No, I think no. There's been times I just introduced myself for you because it went so long.
Yeah. Well, welcome.
Oh, thanks. Clearly meant it.
Thank you for all of your last minute plugging, unplugging, moving around. So the full story of this situation is we were going to record outside. So Tony got here early to set up the whole studio outside. And then we realized, and by we, I mean mostly Jimmy, but I had to agree that there were a lot of airplanes just flying above, being just nonstop loud.
Mm-hmm. Doing airplane
So then
things.
we do it. Yeah, just classic airplanes. Mm-hmm. So then we decided, let's just move the whole situation inside. So but my studio had been set up for Zoom because I've been doing everything for Zoom, which is like a different orientation.
Get to the point.
It just took a little bit of rearranging. And I'm staring at just a big pile of cords, just a big.
I was
massive...
frantic trying to move.
No, I'm not.
It ready to
I'm
go.
not trying to put down your work. I'm just saying.
I can read between.
No, he's the hero of the day.
Hero of the story. Yeah. So thank you, Tony, and thank you everyone for putting up with all the delays and whatnots and stuff and such.
You're welcome.
And it is pretty momentous that we're doing an in-person show, and it does feel good. It does feel good because Zoom just sucks.
Yep.
I mean, it's great. I mean, it saved us all during the pandemic for those of us that do this, but it doesn't compare to being in a room with other human beings.
It really doesn't.
Agree.
Can I ask a question? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step on you.
Yes, let me just say real fast what I was going to say is that I have a new podcast, Upworthy Weekly, which comes out on Saturdays. It's my lighthearted news podcast. You might be familiar with Upworthy, blah, blah, blah. And I have never met my co-host in person, and I feel like it's going really well, but it's like, how much better could it be if we were actually in person?
Yeah.
You know? Anyway, what were you going to say?
It may derail, and I apologize, but you brought this up, and it fascinates me because we all experienced it, I think. You brought up the cast list and
oh, yes.
In high school, elementary school, where they, you audition for Wizard of Oz, then they list it, and people are either excited and they jump up and down in front of people that didn't get it, and they walk away sad.
Right.
I was thinking as we were going on and on about cookies and cabinets.
That was a fucking long story, was it not? Oh my God. Where was that drop then, Tony?
Yeah, she literally was a sentence and a half in. You drop it on her. She's 19 things in.
I work with her all the time.
So my question is there, I mean, that's really the only way they can do that, right? There's no other way other than like contacting you directly that you got the role to announce the cast list, right? Is there another way to do that?
Right.
Well, now it would be on a website.
Yeah.
So you probably go on a website,
Oh,
or
you
they
think
send out
so?
an email.
Okay.
But they posted them on the door when I was in school.
Yeah, me too. Or some sort of a bulletin board.
I feel like now everything. So my son has now started kindergarten, and there are multiple apps that the parents have signed up for, and that the teacher has communicated. I mean, they're cool. Although I am annoyed. There's this one, Class Dojo. Do you guys use that one? Daniel and I both separately signed up for it, and it was $60. And then we found out that we could have used it without paying for it. We just assumed, like, I guess you just have to sign up, have to pay the thing.
Class Dojo? Is it classes, or is it just communication with your teacher?
Communication with the teacher, and she'll send photos and videos, but you can also like text her through it. But I guess I wish it's so not important, but it's one of those things that like the principle of it bothers me. But I wish that the emails about because they were all these emails about signing up, but I wish the emails had said like, by the way, the app will wake you up in the middle of the night reminding you to pay for it. You don't have to. You can still use it without paying for it. The app itself is like very dogged about telling you have to pay for it, but you don't actually have to.
That sucks.
It does. Thank you. Anyway,
It's a scam.
Thank you. It really is.
I just like watching this friendship blossom right in front of me.
This is what they were talking about.
Rust knows. Rust gets it.
But so I feel like via class dojo they could, but that would be to tell the parents what roles the kids got.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, break it to your kid that he didn't get he's a tree.
I mean, I
Into the
remember
woods.
I remember in college auditioning for Without a Box, which was Pomona College's improv troupe, which Wendy Molyneux, who listeners of the show will know her. And speaking of Paul Rust, so Wendy created The Great North with Lizzie. Paul is a voice on that show, a character on that show. And Wendy was very active in Without a Box and was hilarious. But anyway, I remember getting a call from the director of Without a Box on my 4-digit college dorm room extension to let me know I didn't make it.
He let you know.
She did, yeah.
My apologies for assuming it was a gentleman director.
Whatever.
It was a different time.
It was a different time.
That's nice.
But anyway, yeah.
That's
So
like
she personally let me know that, yeah.
that's like a considerate thing to do.
Right. Yeah, so I get, but it was a smaller thing. Like it wasn't, it was a smaller group that tried out. It was like, I think 3 people or something made it. It wasn't like a whole big, the cast of Annie Get Your Gun or something.
The head of our college improv group famously one year called people like after they'd auditioned and they were like, how bad do you really want this?
Oh.
Like, and made them beg for it.
Really?
Did it work?
No. And then then didn't put them on the team.
Did they not beg well enough?
They didn't want it enough.
That's a horrible human
God.
being.
Oh
Right?
my God.
I was like, that's gnarly. It's crazy.
That's making I'm having a visceral reaction
I
to
don't
that.
like it
Isn't
at
that
all.
crazy?
Yes.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
such mind games.
I know.
Because especially as someone who now, as a person who's extremely old, I just feel like thank you, Jimmy. I'm 1,000 years old. Jimmy quietly said into the mic, you're not that old, but I'm 1,000,000 years old. 1,000,000,000.
You are much younger than I am.
I'm 1,000,000,000 years old. Now I feel like if there's something you want, just like sincerely and earnestly go for it and make it clear you want it. But it's easy for me to say that because I'm 1,000,000 years old and I'm married and I have kids and like the stakes aren't that high for me. As a young person though, I was trying because I came across as like very eager always, and I was eager, and I was trying to like tamp that down and play things cool and stuff. So that would have really messed with my head to like wonder whether I played it right if someone asked me how bad do you want it, because I would not have known how to answer that.
Yeah, it's insane. There's no good answer for that. I want it so bad. Please.
But like not in an uncool way.
Yeah.
Did you get on the team?
I didn't try out for the team. I just heard I heard this story later
All right.
but the guy that didn't make the team, who they said, how bad do you want it, is like much more successful now than the guy that made the call.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
But the guy that made the call is also successful?
Not as much.
Wait, but kind of?
He was, but he's not now.
We know both of these human beings?
You might know one of them, but I don't think you know the other.
Which one don't we know? We don't know the caller.
I don't think you know the caller,
the
but you might
callee.
know the callee. Yeah, he's
Can you
he's
tell
been on
us
some
who it
stuff.
is?
No, not on air.
Okay.
Wait, I'm getting confused with the and the E. Do we know the jerk?
You don't know the jerk. The other one is like you know the guy who didn't make it more than you know the jerk.
Okay, good.
But the guy that didn't make it successful.
Exactly.
So why can't we know who that is? That seems like
Well, you might not know him, but he's just been on more stuff.
I see.
See,
All right.
I'm doing a long story again. I'm drawing it out, and I'm also not giving you any sort of payoff.
Or cookies. I mean, you are really
Talk about withholding.
Yeah,
Oh my
swinging and missing here.
goodness.
Do you want those pink ribbon cookies though?
You know what? Yes, I would. I told you that. I would eat
me
fourth
too.
place
Yes,
cookies.
I
I'll eat
know.
ninth place cookies.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I eat store bought for Christ's sake.
Oh yeah.
I love cookies.
What's your favorite cookie?
You know what I love, and they don't really exist, is chocolate chip cookies without the chocolate chip. That's what I would. That's what I would love.
Like a blondie.
Yeah, I don't
like
know.
a round
I don't know.
blondie.
I don't know your fair terms.
That is its own category.
I like. I mean, I like a chocolate chip cookie that's has very little chips.
Light
That's
on the chips.
light on the chips, and then Oreos, of course. Everybody, I'll eat a whole box of Oreos if I'm allowed to.
Now, how do you? Who is Danielle coming in and like controlling your portions, or
I think part of my brain is saying, "Hey, monster,
Right.
maybe you don't eat the entire box of Oreos."
Now, how do you feel about like a double stuff or a thin?
Thin doesn't. Thin's too much cookie, not enough
Yeah.
innards, and then the other one's got too much innards. And
Okay.
so I like your
You're a purist.
your across the table Oreo. That's not.
Snack Chat.
Have you had Catalina Crunch cookies?
No, I have not.
That's my new thing.
Catalina Crunch cookies.
They're
Triple
like
C.
they're like healthy Oreos.
Really?
Yeah.
Where would I find such a thing? Would I have to visit Lizzo at the Bristol Farm?
Yeah, actually, I've only found them at Gelson's.
They're a Gelson cookie.
Yeah, but they are really good. They have like a chocolate mint one, they have an Oreo, they have like a vanilla one, and they have a peanut butter one.
Do they have like a photo of a mom and her son on them smiling and explaining that like so and so couldn't handle gluten and that's how they came up with them?
Well, they aren't. I think maybe, or they have a woman explaining why she invented them.
Yes.
Definitely, it's one of those.
What's it called? California Crunch?
Catalina
Catalina
Crunch. They have
Catalina.
they have a weird cereal and they have cookies, and they're both I think quite good, but they are like healthy. They're good for you.
Catalina Crunch. I will attempt to remember that and not remember that.
So I have to tell you guys a story about how I completely ate shit in our kitchen the other night. And by that, I mean fell down. I did not actually eat human shit or dog shit or any other kind of shit.
Good.
And it had been, I'm trying to think of the last time as an adult that I fell down. But Tony, didn't you go hiking and fall and then have to wear a lady friend's sweatpants or something?
Oh, I thought you were gonna go for my arm breaking story, but no, that's when I basically fell down a cliff.
Oh no.
It was dark and I was at the edge and literally didn't realize it and like
Oh no.
went pretty much straight down, not quite, but like, and just just like tree branches and stuff just slicing up my legs on the way down.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
And then how did you end up in her sweatpants?
Well, that's real fair.
How we do?
Because you're bleeding.
It was the person I was dating at the time, and then I think we wrapped my legs, and she was like, "Here, just wear these."
Did you go to the ER immediately?
No, I was fine. It just was like,
How far down did you fall? How high up was the cliff? Cliff, I guess, is what
I don't. Put it this way: I'm terrible at guessing things like that. Far enough to be scary, but also not far enough to be like, "Oh my god!"
Really?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yikes.
It wasn't great.
It's horrible.
Can I ask why was it dark?
And why were you hiking?
Yeah, dark hike.
Did you get
It wasn't-
trapped in the dark?
It wasn't really hiking. We were camping. It was like a big group camping thing, and then her son wanted to show us something at the beach. It was like at the beach, so we're walking toward the beach, and I didn't realize there was just a big drop off next to it.
Yikes.
It had to be hysterical to
That's-
witness.
Oh, I was even laughing, even though I was in pain. I couldn't help but laugh.
Well, my story pales in comparison. It still sucked for me personally, though. So what happened was it was like 1:30 a.m. I was in bed, and Daniel had just gotten into bed. And all of a sudden, I realized I left a load of wash in the washing machine. And I wanted to get up and put it in the dryer because I didn't want it to sit all night wet because then it'd be kind of mildewy. And I am trying to do this thing where even though Daniel had just come to bed, so I could have said, and I had been in bed for a little while, so I could have said to him like, "Oh, honey, could you put it?" But I'm trying to, if it's something I can do myself, I'm trying not to ask him to do it. Now, I don't know where you guys are on this, but I feel like dating books, of which I've read my share of embarrassing self-help dating books back in the day, are always like, men like to feel helpful. Ask them for help. Ask them for advice. Things like
the
that.
rules kind of stuff.
Oh, The Rules, I think, is like a very evil, awful book that messed with my head. My grandmother sent it to me.
Oh, my
And she was like
God.
actually evil, awful person, so it's in keeping. But I don't know. I feel like I've read one like
Like
Men Are
Dr.
From-
Laura stuff.
Yes, but also like Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, which John Gray is an insipid little man. But I actually think there's like a fair, I think there's some wisdom sort of to be gleaned from those books. But anyway, yeah, just in general, like men like to feel helpful, so ask them for help. And maybe that only holds during dating. I don't know, because I feel like my husband is way past that. If he knows he's helpful and he's tired of helping and he's just tired in general.
Are we just helpful organically? We have our things that we have to do and you have your things you have to do and never the two shall mix. Right? I mean, or say, hey, can you grab that? I mean, I don't know if you need a book for that, I guess is what I'm saying. That sounds insane to me.
Yes.
I mean, it sounds really like 1958. Like men like to be asked to pick up a table.
Like a dear little wife who can't do anything by herself, and the man has to help her. Oh
yeah, no, I think those books do advocate that though.
Yeah.
But see, that's total nectar to a lazy ass person like me, because I'm just I'd love for I wonder, maybe he'll feel great if I ask him to do everything for me. And I think he's
yeah, he will not.
No.
You don't want to emasculate your husband by doing things by yourself.
Right.
I have just noticed that does not hold true between us anymore. I think it ever did. He knows he's helpful and he's tired of doing shit. So henceforth, if I can do it on my own, I try to do it to not burden him with having to do extra shit, because we both do a lot of stuff. We have 2 little kids. So at 1:30 in the morning, after I had already been asleep, I got out of bed, went into the kitchen. Our dryer is sort of in a little nook area, and there were a lot of brooms and cleaning things that are supposed to be in a rack by the wall, and they were, and I know you're itching to play the get to the point drop. I can feel it. They were sort of strewn about. So instead of pushing them back where they should be, I made the really stupid call to I'm just going to lean over and reach into the dryer and there were clothes in the dryer, take the clothes out of the dryer. I'm sure I've done this 100 times. I don't know where my calculation went wrong, but I leaned over into the dryer, and next thing I know, I lost my balance, and I'm and then I don't know exactly how it happened, but I was just then suddenly I'm in the air, and the next thing I know, I'm splat on the ground. Except based on the semicircle bruise on my left butt cheek, and I remember doing this. I landed on Wendy, that's our dog's dish.
Oh no!
And also so I landed on the dish, and my right arm hit a lot of things going down, because I just had this humongous bruise up here on my arm. Although I keep holding it up in the mirror and being this is what I'd look like if I had a huge tattoo. But then it's also on the other side, and I made a noise when I fell. So then Daniel got out of bed, and then I just laid in bed being I feel like I want to cry. It's so embarrassing as an adult to fall. I mean, once I made sure that I can still move my arm, I'm for sure I didn't break anything.
Yeah.
The indignity.
I do a 9-minute story in my standing up comedy routine.
You do?
I fell down in a movie theater.
Oh.
In front of everyone.
Oh,
and I am still paying the price. I tore the labrum in my shoulder.
Oh,
I tore the labrum in my hip. It was a disaster. I was on opioids for a while for pain. It was awful, and I'm still dealing with all of it. It was the worst. Late 2018.
So 4 years ago.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's coming up on 4 years ago.
That's crazy.
I had seen, I'll just share it very quickly. I had seen the movie Free Solo, where a man climbs a mountain without any ropes or anything. And I tripped leaving the movie theater.
Oh no.
A man climbs a mountain with nothing but his hands and feet, and I couldn't walk out of it, and in front of everybody.
Oh my God.
And the movie theater that was quiet, because you're tense the whole time you're watching this movie because you don't know if he's going to make it. Yeah. So everybody's quiet for the whole movie. Everybody sees me fall, and literally, as if they're being coached by a director. Oh! And then they try to help me. And to your point, I'm embarrassed like I've never been embarrassed in my life. I'm fine. It's clear I'm not fine.
Yeah.
I'm flopping around like a porpoise on the beach. You know what I mean? It was awful. And then I went to the emergency room, and to your point, it's almost 4 years later.
Wow.
And I'm still taking meds for it, and trying to avoid surgery and PT and injections and everything.
What's the labrum?
It's here. I guess. I don't. And then the same thing in your hip.
Is it a muscle?
I don't think it is. I think it's something that. Look, they said it, and I stopped listening. You know, it went okay, and then they're like, so we're going to try to avoid surgery. So we're going to give you these injections, PRP injections, and then you'll do PT. And then if it continues, then eventually we'll talk about surgery. And here we are 4 years later, and they're still not talking about surgery, which is good. But it's still not great.
Yeah.
It's still like, I'll go through I feel great for 6 months, and then it's horrible.
Yeah.
And then I get an injection, and it's fine. And if that's the rest of my life, I don't know.
That sucks. Did you trip on something?
I tripped on the stair. Yeah, I got to the movie theater late, so I was stuck sitting in the way too close seats where you kind of got to walk down a couple of steps and be like 2 inches from the screen.
Yeah.
And coming up, I miscounted the stairs and hit one.
Oh,
and
God.
So I'm holding the popcorn bucket and the drink. So I didn't have any hands to support myself when I fell. So I literally just fell on my arm and awful. So I know exactly what you're talking about. It's humiliating.
Yes, adults are not meant
right
to eat it like this.
Yeah. It's
Whereas
awful.
kids do it all the time.
They love the fall. They love everything about it.
They love it. Although Elliot fell in our front yard and scraped his hand a tiny bit on where the grass in the front, which is dying because of the LA drought, I've talked about that, meets the driveway, and like a tiny scrape. And so I think our babysitter gave him like a washcloth to hold, and we're now on day 3. When you guys met him,
he's still holding it. Yes,
he won't let go of it.
He's still holding it.
He won't let go of the washcloth.
Oh,
and
it's adorable.
It's sweet, but I think Daniel is getting frustrated by like our son has been holding a washcloth for 3 days on a scrape that has definitely healed, and it's a little bit. Did anyone watch All My Children?
No.
Okay, so my parents watched it. They watched All My Children and Ryan's Hope. So I grew up being aware of the plot lines. So I think it was Erica, but it might have been someone else, either had a baby that died, or I don't know, but there was a doll that she carried around that she was convinced was her baby.
Ooh.
And people kind of like put up with it, but and I know that at one point, like a character like grabbed it and threw it down and was like, look, it's just a doll. You know, it was a soap opera. It's very dramatic. So I feel like.
You're going to have to do that?
No, I'm not going. No, I'm not going
Daniel's
to.
going to.
I know that Daniel is like, I can feel that he wants to grab the washcloth.
It's only 3 days.
What'd you say?
It's only 3 days.
I know. And
I'm
also-
sorry, I stepped on the person talking. It's a
Well,
fake
here's
person
the
talking.
thing. And because Daniel's not here, he's watching the kids right now. I can shit talk him. It's like, he's 5 years old, so he wants to carry a washcloth. Let's just let him.
When
It's going to
Oliver
be
was
fine.
5, and if he would, same deal, slightly hurt himself, he at one time had a Band-Aid, so then he thought a Band-Aid was the cure for everything. So if he just bumped it into the wall or whatever, he'd go, Dad, I got hurt, I need a Band-Aid. So he was covered in Band-Aids that he didn't need, and he'll get over it.
Yes.
Elliot will get over the washcloth, or he's going to turn into, who's Linus?
Linus.
Who's the kid with the...
I did mention to him that he can't take it to school tomorrow, and he wanted to know why. And I said, because you need to use both hands at school. And he said, but I was able to take it to Michael's today because Daniel took both kids to Michael's early. And I said, well, but you didn't need to, you weren't learning anything at Michael's. Your teacher wasn't there. And he's like, oh, yeah.
I will say this, that when I arrived, Elliot was kind enough to share, he showed me a magic trick.
He did it with a towel in his hand?
No, the washcloth.
Yeah,
the washcloth
really?
I don't know if I didn't notice it because I got a trick also.
So it came out for, okay.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great. Oh, that is progress. Okay, good.
Or he's just like, God rest his soul, he's dead, the great Meatloaf, who would constantly hold a kerchief in his hand throughout his entire show.
Or like Bob Dole
A Bobby Dole with a pen.
with a pen, yeah.
Oh, that's great if he is putting it down. Now, did you get the string one?
I got the string, and I was mesmerized by it. He cut the string in half and then put it back together.
And he won't tell you how.
I don't want to know how. I enjoy the mystique of magic. I actually love magic. I love it to death.
Oh, my
I don't
God.
care if it's a child doing it or if it's David Copperfield. I will sit and watch any magic trick. I love it, and I don't want to know how it's done.
Oh my God. Well, you're the perfect audience for him because he is nonstop close up.
You know what's great? I hate to keep bringing up Oliver because he
please.
doesn't deserve it. At same age was like we finally just got rid of 12 magic kits.
Oh yeah.
You know, like the closet was full of them because
Where did they go?
every birthday was some grandparent would get him the hot new magic kit, and he loved it. And I think every kid goes through it and they think they're going to be a magician.
Yeah.
And then one day they just go, nah, it's done. And then you got 9 boxes in a closet collecting dust.
My parents got him a cape that says The Amazing Elliot.
Love it.
Except he saw it and he's like, my magician name is Magician John.
Why?
Why?
I don't know.
Why is it Magician John?
I don't know. My dad's name is John.
It's like a secret identity.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the first time I ever heard him say that he's going to be performing as Magician John.
Please welcome the amazing Magician John.
I mean, if I
Not
saw
even
that
with the
name, I would be
amazing.
intrigued because I'm like, who's calling himself Magician John? I gotta see what this is.
It sounds like a podcast where the guy's taking advantage of some married woman or some Dirty John. It sounds like that.
Yeah, or
Did he
like
watch and listen to Dirty John?
it does,
I
or
should check his cue.
or like some alt-right figure. Like
Yes.
yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
Yes, like they found out the identity of Magician John.
Yeah, an insurrectionist. He was there Jan 6.
doesn't Andrew Tate have a magician that works for him or a wizard? I think Andrew Tate has a wizard.
I have to tell you guys, I am shocked at. So I've heard the name Andrew Tate.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, you don't?
Old man Pardo is not aware of Andrew Tate.
He's like a very,
Tell him,
very
bestie.
he's a crazy misogynist who makes these videos where he just says horrible things about women. And he's gotten super, super popular. And this week he got deplatformed from everything.
Because he's a horrible human being.
He's horrible. He had to move to Romania because he got in so much trouble in England. He also is like has an American accent but talks in like British slang, which is very funny.
But doesn't he?
He dated Jordan Peterson's daughter.
Isn't there? I feel like I heard some. Hasn't he committed crimes, or doesn't he
Yeah.
have sex slaves,
Yeah,
or
he's
young?
been charged with sex trafficking women.
Yeah.
But he also he moved to Romania, but he's still getting in trouble there. But he has a wizard, I guess, like a Romanian wizard.
He's got a helpful wizard.
Yeah, that is part of his team.
But if he's deplatformed, because what you've told me about him intrigues me, because I kind of agree with everything he says, apparently. Where would I go to see his awfulness?
It would have been TikTok, and
Yeah,
but then he got kicked off TikTok this week.
I'm sure you could still
Instagram.
find.
I can find some Tate stuff.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
if you they've been taking it off when people have been reposting it. Okay. But he was also an affiliate program where he would give you a number, and if you posted his videos, then you would get a discount on joining his subscription service, where you could get access to the wizard.
I could have hands on with the wizard.
Yeah,
I'm in.
the wizard gives you, I think, crypto tips and stuff.
Oh
Really?
God.
yeah. It seems
Who
like
falls for this? What sad, pathetic man, first of all, listens to this guy and then goes, I got to get in with the wizard.
Yeah.
I got to be part of the wizard.
I don't know, but
Wow.
anyway, Magician John, future Andrew Tate character.
So he looks so different than I expected. I don't know what I was expecting, but he's very little and more
Weaselly.
yes, rodenty is what I was going to say than I was expecting.
He brags about not reading books because they're not intense enough for him. He's really fun.
Andrew Tate. I got to look that up into Catalina Cookie. I got two pieces
Oh, yeah.
of homework.
And the cabinet.
And the cabinet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a lot to
That's
do.
3 things.
And I got to find a recipe so I can enter the fair next year. I mean, I got a lot to do based on meeting you.
Well, speaking of tasty treats.
Oh, here we go.
Somehow the summer is already ending, and that means busy season, back to school, and regular life chaos is coming our way. I feel like based on how long it took us to start recording, regular life chaos is here. One way to make your life easier, Little Spoon. Little Spoon is a one-stop shop for healthy, easy mealtime and snack time for your baby, toddler, and big kid, delivered right to your door with fresh, organic baby food for every stage, toddler and kids meals that even picky eaters love, and healthy snack time with their... Did I say snack time?
You sure did.
I think snack is like a an internet way of saying snake. It's like a cute way of saying snake. I meant to say healthy snack time with their new smoothies line. Little Spoon has you covered. Look, most of the baby and kids food at the grocery store is heavily processed and often on the shelf longer than your little one has been in this world. That's not cool. That's not the quality nutrition our kids deserve. Little Spoon makes everything fresh and uses absolutely nothing artificial. It's just like homemade, all delivered to your door and ready in seconds. Pop your meals in the fridge or freezer and use them when you're ready. It's that easy. We're big Little Spoon fans over here. We were going to Descanso Gardens. I threw some of their smoothies in my bag. My kids had them as snacks there. And now every time we go to Descanso, they expect that is what they will be having as a snack. They have associated the two of them, and that works for me. And then also they have like wonderful plates, kids classics like mac and cheese, but with hidden butternut squash and carrots, and then more adventurous meals like cheesy pupusas or chicken pot stickers. It's all really good. Make this year's chaos a little more manageable with time-saving, delicious, and healthy meals and snacks you can feel good about. Enter code BESTFRIEND50 at checkout to get 50% off your first Little Spoon order. That's 50% off your first Little Spoon order with the code BESTFRIEND50 at checkout. Okay. I think it might be time to talk about a few just me or everyone's. This is where we share things we think or do, and we wonder, is it just me or everyone? I have an almost controversial one. Let's hear the song.
Sometimes I ponder on something I have thought or done. Is it just me or everyone?
Okay, so you know how on iPhone there you can adjust the skin tone for your thumbs up all those emojis.
Yeah.
When people use the white skin tone emoji, I have a weird reaction. Even if they're white, I have a weird reaction to it, like, oh, are you proud of being white? And I say this because Daniel sent me a white, and obviously Daniel is not white pride, but he sent me a white thumbs up earlier because I just used the default yellow.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Yes, no, you're absolutely right. Yes. I've noticed this. It freaks me out.
Okay. So, because I was like, Daniel, you took the time to select white? We're not supposed to do that. Okay.
Well, use yellow. Use yellow and be done with it.
Yeah. Neutral.
Yeah.
Although Thaxton's suspiciously quiet on
because
this.
I'm trying to think. I'm pretty sure I used the yellow, but I'm not 100%.
Don't you just use the one there? You don't take the time to hold your
it wouldn't have been on
purpose.
purpose. Like, if anything, it like came up
You
accidentally.
said it once and
like,
it stays that way.
Oh, is that true?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Oh.
No, I don't think Daniel is every time like, I'm white, damn it. I don't think he's doing that.
How does he change it back? That's got to be an easy fix, right?
Yeah.
But
I don't think he knows that he needs to. I don't think he knows what he's telegraphing.
Somebody needs to go to the Genius Bar.
Somebody needs that wizard.
But anyone other than white, it's fine. Like,
Yes.
if you're black, go ahead, use the black skin tone.
Hell
by all
yeah.
means.
Yeah.
But if you're white, you got to use yellow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You get in trouble.
The Simpsons, right? I mean, it looks like
Yeah.
the Simpsons character.
Right.
And you just use that, and that seems safe.
Tony, send me a thumbs up. Let's see what Thaxton's doing.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Ooh.
Again, it's very suspicious.
Oh, yeah. See, I got a yellow thumbs up from Jimmy earlier.
Yeah, see?
Yeah. I check that it's yellow. I'm like,
What are the other options, Eva? I don't, you got,
I just to make sure I'm sending a yellow thumbs up, right? I'm like, I don't want to be one of those people who sends a white thumbs up. I'm
Right.
active.
See, here's my husband's white thumbs up.
Yeah.
It's problematic.
By white, you mean Caucasian.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
It's not like a white Mickey Mouse hand.
No. It's peach, really.
And then there's black, and then there's like 4 or 5 different
Oh,
options,
yeah.
right?
Yellow from Tony.
Okay,
Yeah,
there
let's
we
see
go.
what it is. Okay, I'm going to write back to you, Tony. Let me find the thumbs up.
I think there's
Okay.
like 5 shades.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So there's yellow, there's like very fair, there's sort of a middle, and then there's darker skin tones.
Okay.
So
Stick with the yellow.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Smart.
Yeah. We're all on the same page here.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, see?
We solved it.
Okay. Someone who's going to tell Daniel? that he's got to.
You want me to walk into this room right now?
No,
I'll do it if I have a chance to see another magic trick. I'm more than happy to walk into the
get
other
his
room.
phone from him and change it yourself.
Yeah.
Boom.
And then you don't have to have this conversation.
Right.
Although, men, we do like to be helped. I mean, wait, no, vice versa. We like to help. I forgot what we like to do. What did the book tell us?
Well, no, I think that you guys like to help with physical stuff, like let me carry those groceries for you.
Yeah,
You like to rescue us.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we like to help you with brain stuff, not math or science, but we help you with awkward social situations.
Gotcha.
To save you from yourselves, right?
Oh,
Thank
yeah,
you
yeah,
so
yeah.
much for that.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Oh, you're welcome. I feel useful.
Yeah, that's good.
Right. Okay. Eva or Jimmy or Tony, do you have a Just Me or Everyone?
I was thinking about this. Whenever I see someone on the street that I recognize, 80% of the time it's a person who's dead. My brain will fill in like, oh, it's that. No, they died. And it's much more than it's like people I know who died. It's like dead celebrities. Like I'll be like, oh, Robin Williams. No, he's dead. But it's like as soon as someone dies, like a celebrity dies, my brain starts filling them in public spaces. Is that just me, or has anyone else experienced that?
No, I think that's just you.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think that's just you.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
You think other people see Robin Williams walking around Santa Monica?
I definitely have seen Robin Williams walking around Santa Monica.
Not lately.
No, but my brain did.
Yeah.
So two similar things. It tends to happen to me when I'm out of town. I will see someone who looks like someone I went to college with, let's say, that I haven't, like, oh, that guy Max. Oh my God. I forgot that person even existed. I haven't thought of him in years and years. And then I'll like see him kind of everywhere.
So your brain's filling in
Yes.
just like an older person from your life in places where they definitely wouldn't be, like Salt Lake City.
Right.
Oh wait, so you don't mean you're then actually running it?
No,
okay,
no.
okay, sorry.
But it's
That's
for
what
some
you meant.
reason, it's like a certain stimulus is like triggering him.
Now, that one I do. This celebrity thing.
But I feel like, but then I had one day, and I wrote about this on my website. So that's how long ago it was, where I kept thinking I saw Diane Wiest in New York over and over and over and over and over again. And I was like, what is happening? And it's like when you get a song stuck in your head, but it's like I had her face stuck in my head. And so that's now granted she's not dead, but it's similar to what you're talking about, where it's like, for some reason, my brain is like, because I can't imagine that I happened to see people whose face structure was more Diane Wiesty than on other days. But it's like, for some reason, that's what my brain was seeing. Right?
Yeah, it's always like out of the corner of my eye, too. I'm like, is that? No. Of course not.
Right.
That's not Edward Snowden. He's alive, but he's not in America. And I've seen him, I thought, in public. The less likely I am to see them, the more likely I am to see them.
Do you think that if you were in therapy and talking about like what these people meant to you, you would uncover that like there's some reason they're coming up, like in a dream? Or do you think it's very random?
It's super random. It's like people I don't care about at all. But then they immediately start like filling in the background.
Yeah. It's weird.
It's weird. Okay, so just me. All right.
I can't say. Yeah, I can't say I do that. But what I thought you were going to say, Allison, was that you think about a person and then later see that. Because I feel like I have like a weird ability to summon people.
Oh, you actually
in
you
real life
actually see
summon
them.
them.
Yes.
Oh, that's weird.
Because
That's cool.
I was actually just talking about it the other day. Like the most specific one I can remember is being out to dinner with my family was visiting, and I thought across the restaurant I saw my friend Damar. I was a casual friend that I see very like literally like every couple years, like that kind of, and got a closer look. It was not him. After dinner, we all went to the Americana and we're walking around. And who do I run into there?
Robin Williams?
Yep.
Diane Wiest.
Oh, so it was a ghost, a future ghost.
You saw Damar.
Yeah. Saw Damar.
You're
I like an hour after I was thinking I thought I saw him. That happens like kind of regularly for me. It's very
Tony,
strange.
I'm on Pico or Olympic. I don't remember to this day. But I'm heading westbound, going towards Santa Monica, and a guy's on the corner holding a banjo, and looks a little bit like. And I go, take a look at that guy. Who's that? George Segal? That to be silly, and it's clearly not George Segal. A car pulls up next to me. I look over. Holy shit, it's George Segal.
What?
Yes.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's
So
crazy.
I don't know this Damar, but I got this George Segal situation.
I had the exact. I didn't do this one, but I was with a friend. The exact same thing, basically eating dinner at Salazar and sitting there, and for some reason, someone brought up the movie Step Brothers. And not 15 seconds later, John C. Reilly sat at the next table over.
That is, right? Something's up.
Yeah, real
Something.
weird.
Get Tate on the blower to tell his wizard.
What explains that?
I don't.
That is so strange.
Only supernatural things can explain that.
Yeah, but I don't believe in that.
No, me neither.
So who do I talk to? Do I talk to Magician John?
Yeah. I mean, you live in Hollywood.
Yeah, but there's nowhere I can get my palm read or anything like that.
I just
in
mean like you
Hollywood.
don't live
In terms of
in
celebrities.
Indianapolis, and you're not seeing this isn't happening this is happening
Sure,
where they all
but
live.
You don't think they're seeing George Segal in Indianapolis? I had a tough time saying all those words.
Right. Like, I guess, and this is an unfun answer, like, think of all the times that doesn't happen.
Right.
It's more fun to think of the times it
I
does,
will
though.
relate to yours, though, by the way, because, as a standing-up comedian, I've traveled this great country of ours for many, many years, and I will be in a city where it's like I think I'm seeing an ex-girlfriend, and it's like, well, there's no way that's her because she doesn't live here. And then I'm kind of bummed out it's not them because I kind of want to have the, like you said, you get all, you get excited that it's them, and then it's the letdown that it's not.
Right.
But it's like, I wish it was them so I could have a nice conversation and then, tell them, I'm very famous and, you broke up with me.
Right. Boy, did you mess up.
And follow up, not all that famous. So it's an uncomfortable conversation.
Maybe your brain can only hold my brain can only hold so many faces.
You only have 7 faces in your brain.
Yeah, and one of them's like Edward Snowden.
You got Snowden.
Yeah.
Do you guys have that thing like that Doors song, I Can't See Your Face in My Mind? Because I used to have that a lot when I would get a crush on someone. I couldn't summon what they look like anymore. This is back pre-internet. I told you I'm old. Because now if you forget what someone looks like, you just type their name into your whatever and you immediately have 1,000 images of them. But I remember as a young person that the second I would get, catch feelings, I think they say, I'd be like, oh, I can't summon their face anymore.
That's
For a
weird.
person in in real life or a famous person? Okay. Gotcha.
No, in real life.
Okay.
You wanted it too bad.
Who says catch feelings?
Oh, the young people.
I've never heard that phrase. Again, I don't hang out with the young people. It'd be creepy
have a
if I
son.
did. I do have a son, but my son is 40.
Okay.
He's an old soul, if I could be that asshole to use that phrase. He doesn't use the lingo of the children.
Eva, have you heard catch feelings?
Yes.
Okay.
I've heard some of the modern lingo just while I'm driving to volleyball practice.
How's your team doing?
They're doing okay. They say things are fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the first time I heard that, I was like, ooh, okay, all right.
Yeah, my son hates that one. He's like, Dad, they all say that's fire. And it infuriates me just so you like it.
There's a lot of discussion about how the movie Don't Look Up was fire going on in the backseat of the car.
Which ones don't look up?
That Adam McKay movie about the asteroid. They were like, yeah, that movie's fire.
To me, I was like, oh, that's how that's pronounced? Because I've just seen it in comments, like where I thought that's the pronunciation of the fire emoji.
It might be. I don't know. I just heard things be referred to as fire.
I definitely heard that.
But I don't like it.
No, I don't like it either.
I like it.
Oh.
I think it's fun and funky.
Well, I guess it's just you then. Just like
it makes me feel cool that they are saying it in front of me.
Oh, all right, hip mom.
I'm like, oh, I guess you slang in front of me. Must be pretty cool.
Here's my Is It Just Me?
Yes.
Whenever I go on a walk, or in the old days when I would run before my back says no more.
For your labrums.
I write emails that I will never send. I spend the entire walk or run writing emails like, you know what? I'm tired of this shit. And then I write the whole email. And then by the time I get home, I go out of my system. I don't have to write that email anymore until the next day when I write it again. And then I just keep writing it as I'm on my walks and stuff. But I never send it. I never actually write it or send it.
It's like a shower fight a little bit.
Yeah, I guess it's the same thing. Yeah.
That's cool. That seems very
Yeah.
healthy, actually, to kind of like process some emotions, but you're away from, you can't write the email because
Right.
you're doing it out in the wild.
But then part of me is mad at myself that I don't actually do it. So then I have to wonder, why am I afraid to send that email? But it's like, then I have to talk myself into, because that would be insane if you sent that email. It's really not that big of an injustice, you psychopath. So
I feel like only like
we're so
one of
similar.
100 of those emails should actually be sent.
I don't disagree with that. I think 1 out of the 100.
Yeah.
And I send a total of 0 of the 100
Yes.
because I don't need that hassle, man.
Yeah.
Is that some of the hip lingo you're listening to on the way to volleyball?
Yeah. Hassle, man.
Yes, man. The man's coming down on us.
Like anyone could hit the launch codes and blow up their life at any time, but like we have the power to not do it and just think about it and then not do it.
But do you ever write a draft of an email that you know you're not going to send? Or is it always just in your
It's always
head?
just in my head on a
That's
walk.
smart.
I never really, because you know why? It would scare the shit out of me that I would then accidentally press send, and then
Well,
it's a
no,
nightmare.
That's where you don't put
You don't put the
name in
two.
the-
You don't
yeah,
put the
no,
two.
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's a good call. All right, I'll do it. I'm sending these emails. I'm going. You know what? 100 out of 100.
Instead of them all at once, just like
Yeah, just blow everything up. Here you
just a kill
go,
switch.
you a-holes. Send.
That'd be fun. Like, not fun, but like if you set like a bomb, like you're just like
What?
like
Pardon?
like a bunch of like timed emails that will go out.
yeah.
Oh,
If you
yeah,
don't-
yeah.
If you don't stop them, you could
Yeah.
really.
Oh,
I-
that's like a good plot of a movie. Like all your drafts folder is going to be sent if you don't.
I don't know if that's fun.
No, it's
Eva,
like
that's-
torture. That's like
that sounds like the most stressful moment of my life, maybe.
you didn't know that your brain was actually writing the emails back home.
Yeah, I panic. To your point, I panic if somebody, if somebody says, God, I wish I knew how to use the English language. I would take advantage of that right now. If I need to put somebody's email up in the thing because somebody asked me for somebody's email, and I need to look and see what their email is, so I put it up there so I can see the email, and then I panic that I didn't delete it before I sent it to the person. Did any of that make sense?
That you might send it to both people.
I might send it to both people.
Yeah, that's bad.
And usually I panic when it's
Oh.
like, well, here's their email, but just know they're not really great at getting back to you, or something like that. Where
Yes.
it's a reason where I don't want that person to see it.
Yeah.
Right.
And just know, they're not a big fan of podcasts, so the odds are they're never going to say yes, or something maybe meaner
Right.
than that, because that's not all that mean. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
And then I go, oh Jesus Christ! Did I send to both of them?
Have you ever done it though?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Did it go poorly?
No, because I just wrote immediately and just went, I CC'd on purpose, right? A lot of fun. We're having a good time. It was one of those.
God.
I don't know if that person believed me or not. And truth be told, I don't remember even who that person is.
Yeah, I years ago, because again I'm old.
Will you stop that?
I don't know why.
Because you're not. Even
Thank
when you
you.
say, it was before the internet, a 30-year-old was before the internet.
Yeah.
I sent an email to someone telling him it was about a guy I liked, and I was telling him like what the guy I liked had said about whether he was going to a show that night that we were all going to. But I sent it to the guy I liked,
Yeah.
and I wanted to die. But weirdly, it like wasn't a problem because I think it was just like, yeah, he said blah blah blah. It wasn't the fact that I had done it made me want to crawl up my own butt, but it wasn't that
Obvious?
Yeah. But I still was mortified. I mean, oh my God.
Can we go back a second? Because I
Yes.
feel like a jerk. Are you okay from your fall?
Oh,
like you fell and hurt yourself, and not one of us went, "Are you okay?" I went,
you.
"I got a story too," like an asshole.
No.
She's
I'm
thinking
fine.
about baked goods. Daxton can't wait to press a drop button, and nobody
I
cared
make
about
him,
you.
You are so nice. I make him do the drops.
I know you do. I'm busting everybody's balls.
I know. Yes, I'm sore, but I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm fine. Yeah. Yes, each day it's like new it's one of those sort of like it's more of a grower. It's both a grower and a shower.
I see.
Because I was immediately black and blue, but then each day there's like a new kind of soreness, but I really am fine.
Have you tried arnica?
Oh my God!
That's very good for bruising.
No.
I've just discovered arnica in the last, I'm not kidding, 6 days.
It's very
and
good.
it's changed my life.
It's great.
Yes.
With appearance or feeling?
Both.
What is it?
It's like it speeds up the healing of bruises. It's both like a gel that you can just put right on it, and it's also like a thing like a pill you take. And it's from like a health food store.
I use the gel.
Yeah, that was great because I am very clumsy. I fall down a lot, and I have that on hand because it like you bruise for much less time.
Oh, we'll check it out.
It also helps with soreness and inflammation.
Is it good for your shoulder?
It is. And a physical therapist told me about it because I was using CBD cream, and which works okay. It's not the best, but it was doing the job. And then they said, try this. And I was like, okay, here comes their hocus pocus BS. And they had it there, and I put it on, and it was like, oh, good Lord, I'm running to Amazon and buying this.
That's
and
great.
I've bought a tub of it. It's great.
I'm going to check it out.
Yeah.
Listen, guys.
Yeah.
Now a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. How well would you take care of your car if you had to keep the same one your entire life? That's how our brains work. So why don't we treat them that way? Look, I'm a huge fan of therapy. I cannot imagine how miserable the people around me would be if I wasn't in therapy. But also, I would be pretty miserable with therapy. And I kind of recommend it for everyone who's open to it. And honestly, even if you're not open to it, but mostly for people who are open to it. BetterHelp is online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat only therapy sessions. So you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy. You can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/bestfriend. That's betterhelp.com/bestfriend. Again, betterhelp.com/bestfriend. And now I think it is time to say hello and welcome to our new patrons.
Allison wants to say thank you to a couple of special people out there who signed up to be new patrons. Patreon.com/Allison Rosen.
All right. I would like to say hello and welcome to Seth Waller, and hello and welcome to Karen Fontaine, who has increased her pledge. She is now at the texting level. So again, if you guys sign up at the texting level, a whole bunch of posts on Patreon should be visible now to you, and they will have the phone number in them. But if you have any trouble finding that, just message me and I can give that to you. Okay. So again, sign up for a year, get 2 months free, or do it month by month. It is totally up to you. All right. Now, I think it might be time for another Eva Anderson fun fact because we haven't heard the fun fact drop, but
I didn't know. But yeah. All right. Okay. Go ahead.
But I mean, no, but that's not the only reason. You signed up. You're so into escape rooms that you essentially signed up for a service that would kidnap you. Is that right?
What the?
I did. It was in 2017 and 2016. It's an immersive theater company that did basically they offered this like subscription service where they did a play Inside My Life that only I was the audience member for. Like a full company of actors came to my house, arrested me, and I was on trial like for a Kafka-esque crime that was never quite outlined for me. At one point, they like made me go to my room and change into my finery to meet the inspector. And while I was in my room, they hid things all over my house. And when I came out, there was like a new guy there who I hadn't seen, a new actor who was the inspector. And he told me I was being charged with crimes. It went on for several months. I get summoned down to Orange County at midnight to go into like just a condo complex and get dragged into someone's garage.
Did you ever feel unsafe?
Naively, no. But also these guys were on the level. They weren't very nice. Later on, I found out there are like other groups doing this kind of thing who are very bad.
Oh.
But these guys were great. they're totally sweet, and
a couple months, you said.
a couple months.
And so, what if they summon you to Orange County at midnight? What if you're not available? There's a bunch of actors just waiting around.
That's what I was going to ask. Is it always unplanned? Like you don't know when it's coming, or do you kind of arrange that?
No, there was like a website where I could update if I was going to be out of town.
Okay, but again, what if you're just not feeling it that night? Like I'm under the weather. I don't want to go down to Orange County and
that was not it. If you're available, like saying no is not an option.
You have to do it.
Yeah. Otherwise, why are you paying for the subscription service?
I'm thinking that from second one. So, although it sounds a little bit like that Michael Douglas movie, The Game.
It was like The Game adjacent for sure. I mean, I thought it was great. The only thing that bummed me out was they made me memorize a flash drive full of material that then never came up.
Oh. These sweet guys you won't stop talking
about.
I know.
No, they're great. They now will live in San Francisco and do immersive theater there, and I've been kind of like following their evolution. But yeah, that was like one of the weirdest. It was a thing where like they were trying to be like, we're gonna come to your job, and my boss was like, absolutely not. And then they're like, we're gonna do this, and my boyfriend at the time was like, no, like you have to figure out how to have this experience without dragging other people into it.
And he didn't want to be a part of this.
No, but he was like, when we'd be at dinner and I'd get like the text like, you're coming down to Biola University right now, and I'd be like, okay, have fun, I'll see you later.
This is insane.
One time, they dragged me into, so it was after they'd come to my house at I think 6 a.m. And then they were like, you have to come tomorrow night at midnight to this condo complex down in Yorba Linda. And so I showed up, I knocked on this door. Some people like dragged me inside, they blindfolded me, and they like made me hold a glass of water in a stressed position, and they were like asking me about all my crimes, and I was just answering like whatever. I just was making stuff up, and then they were like, once this song is over, you can take off your blindfold. And so they put headphones on and they played this like heavy metal song, and they had flashlights, and they like did a little dance that I could see through the through the blindfold. And then the song ended, and I took off the blindfold, and the entire room had been filled with fog, like from a fog machine. And I had to find my way out of the fogged garage, and I did. And then I was just like in an alley, and I went home.
This is
what fun.
I was like, so happy. Yeah, I was like riding high, man.
Are you comfortable sharing? You don't have to.
Oh, yeah.
What does that cost to experience this?
I paid, I think, over the course of a year, $500.
Oh, that's not as bad.
I know it wasn't as much
bad.
Considering how many actors were like involved and like showing up at my house and doing stuff. It was wild. I was like, oh, this is a steal.
Yes,
absolutely steal. That was crazy. I don't know if I could get it together to do something like that crazy now, but it was really like, I felt like I was like living in an adventure.
Did you see that show Dispatches from Elsewhere?
I wrote on that show.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, this is what this reminds me of.
Yeah. I
liked that show.
That was a real game that people did in San Francisco, and it was based on that. And everything, including the thing I did, was kind of a spin-off of the original, the Jejune Institute, which was the first version of that.
That's so cool that you wrote on that.
It was super.
Oh, that's so neat.
It was my expertise that got me the job.
I bet.
Having just done that and being like, look, I can tell you some crazy shit. And they were like, okay.
My sister turned me onto that show. I'll have to tell her. I had a guest on the show who wrote on that. Do you know this show?
I do not know the show.
So Jason Segel, Sally Field. Well, you wrote on it. You described the show. It was like a very unusual show.
Reality show or a scripted show?
Scripted show. But Jason Segel bought the rights to this real game that people played in San Francisco, like around the aughts. There's a documentary about it called The Institute, if you want to like see what the actual game was. The thing that's super crazy about it was like this tech millionaire like developed the game and didn't charge for it. So things just would start happening around San Francisco that were like, people would kind of get summoned to this building, and there would just be like actors in the building, and like a crazy thing would happen that they would not pay for at all. And so like everything was like just really beautiful and well done. And there's like you went in and took a survey, and then you'd start getting these messages being like, you need to run, like, and you end up going down a slide that they had built like as part of this set. Anyway, basically it went on for years. People got really, really into it. Avery Monson, do you know him? He's a comedy person, but he played a lot of it when he lived in San Francisco as a teenager. So anyway, Jason Segel bought the rights to the game, and then it's like a fictionalized version of people going through it.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's neat because I don't remember it that well. Was it during the pandemic that aired?
Yeah.
Where does it
very
live?
beginning.
It was on AMC, so you can just watch it on probably Hulu
Gotcha.
or Amazon. Or
Say it
whatever.
again, please.
Dispatches from Elsewhere.
Dispatches from elsewhere.
But it's like you're sort of just going about your life, and then all of a sudden you stumble across this puzzle, and it's like the idea that like there's something magical and something beyond just basic life that you can decode, and then you make like these friends that are also playing the game, and yeah, it's really interesting and like whimsical and serendipitous.
Yeah. It was fun to work on.
Sounds great.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man.
Emotional
Puzzles.
too. The show was.
Yeah, people like get really involved in that stuff. Like they're the people that like live the thing, because once you start like getting involved in this immersive theater world, you like meet the people who are so hardcore that they really live in it 24/7. They're really interesting people, but it's like a real life choice to be like, I exist in a separate reality.
Yeah.
Which is expensive, more expensive than the one I did.
I can't believe $500. That sounds like you ripped them off.
I couldn't
really
believe it. I truly couldn't believe it. I
feels like it should be $500 like a week minimum.
Yeah, do you think right now they're like, why didn't we make it more expensive?
Yeah.
I think that
Were they interning?
they were trying some stuff out. They were like, I think they had recently graduated from college, and they were like a little theater troupe. That was just like, we're just trying something weird. They're trying to like make something, get something going.
This
And
was
I
like you getting your haircut at beauty school.
Exactly.
It was that.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Absolutely. Like when they would show up in their little suits, like to arrest me, they were like from Goodwill.
Oh.
You know, they were like, this is,
And they wanted you to put on your finery?
they made me put on my finery. Yeah, man, what times? Pre-COVID, man. Wow. The world, anything was possible. Pre-Trump, pre-COVID, weird times.
That's a fun fact.
Thank you. So I have a segment on the show called Snack Chat, where we try a snack and talk about whether it's good or not, which I haven't done in the entire Zoom time, except that Jeff Fox went to Ireland, picked up some snacks, and sent them to everyone who's going to be on the show that week. So we did it once separately. I do have some pumpkin spice popcorn. Would you guys be interested in trying that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do
Sure.
it.
Jelly beans, baby carrots, peas, chocolate, and Doritos, Snack Chat. Milky Way, Skittles, Reese's, cheese, crackers, butter sandwich, cake, pie, cookies, pudding, fruit, candy, ice cream, butter popcorn, chicken wing, very tasty is the thing. Snack Chat.
All right, so this is Lesser Evil organic popcorn pumpkin spice. And
Smell it.
It does have a scent.
Heady.
Yes. And it's like normal popcorn kernels, and then it's got a few dark ones in there. Sort of like the hands.
Yeah, a little offensive.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to pass that down.
Thank you.
I like you were very concerned about COVID, by the way. Now we're just passing around
I
a
know.
popcorn
Well,
bag.
did you see that I
Oh, geez. Good Lord.
sorry. I poured it out. But yeah, COVID isn't passed by popcorn.
Oh, what? It's not?
No.
been avoiding popcorn for 20 years.
No. Yeah, no, that's you guys.
Yelling at myself. All right.
Yeah, they're not hearing you.
These
All right.
are really dark. The
Yeah.
ones that are dark are very dark.
Yeah, I wonder it's almost like caramel corn or something. All right. So I try to chew off the mic, even though people tune in for the chewing into the mic. Oh, I wasn't reprimanding you, Jimmy.
Sounded like you were.
I know you acted like I was, but wait, what's happening? I really wasn't.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Okay, I've only had one kernel. I'm not a fan. It just tastes like popcorn that someone put cinnamon on, and then also there's like some, there's a little bit of also like pumpkin-y spice flavor in there, but there's a tiny bit and it's not good.
It tastes dusty. It tastes like the popcorn got dirty.
Yeah. Oh, and I just chewed right into the mic.
Try not to. I apparently have not eaten. I'm like Papillon, just escaping from prison. The way I'm eating this popcorn.
Has anyone
That's
tried?
a reference for your older listeners because
Yeah.
I'm ancient.
I know that. I know it's a movie.
Here's what I'm about to do. You ready? To speak to what you're doing. I was eating the light colored ones and saving the darkest one for last.
Okay.
To see if that would be an explosion of flavor.
Let's see.
Try it.
I'm going to try a dark one too.
Okay, we'll do it at the same
Okay.
time.
Here we go. Oh, it's better.
Oh,
But-
I could tell no difference.
Oh, I felt like it was more glazed.
Yeah, it's almost got like a fiddle faddle. Is that fiddle faddle flavor?
Oh yeah.
F.
I like other lesser evil popcorns, but this one, maybe throw it in the trash.
Wait, what?
Oh wow, that's an
I'm not-
extreme reaction to it.
Wait, Tony, you haven't weighed in, have you?
Yeah, I think I was the first one. I said, yeah, not feeling it.
No.
It doesn't. I'm pretty. I know people freak out over pumpkin spice. I'm pretty indifferent on it in general.
me too, Tone.
Never said you could call me Tone. But,
I've known you.
I feel that you
I'm your
can't.
favorite comedian. Am I still? Remember, there was a day I was. Have I
talk-
been demoted?
we'll talk off air.
No, this just got sad.
You know I love you.
Here's how I feel about this bag of popcorn. I'll take it for the drive home. I will take it off your hands and eat it because I will eat popcorn in any state.
But do you like?
No, I thought it was horrible.
Kick it into traffic.
Yeah.
Wow, that's another extreme reaction to it.
I just went back for two more of the
The bright?
the bright kernels.
And?
Yes, they're not the worst, but they're also. But it's because they're compared to this bad stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not really going to take it in the car, by the way. I just want the listener to know that I'm not taking it.
You could if you want.
Yeah, I'm not interested. I'm not.
Yeah, I know.
It's not. I don't want to waste the calories on this.
I just think who has needed their popcorn to be pumpkin spice flavored? You know?
I think cheese popcorn is and the occasional kettle, and I'm covered. I'm good to go. I don't know if I need other flavored popcorn, to be honest. And I mean, I cannot speak enough how much I would eat popcorn for every meal. I love it.
Really?
Yeah.
This brand, but just their regular salt popcorn
Yes.
is delicious.
Is it or is it blando?
I think it's very fresh tasting.
You'll
And
get-
it's like the best of the bagged popcorns.
You think so? You think it's better than Indiana popcorn?
No. Is that a bagged popcorn?
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
do you get that?
Gas stations?
Really?
Yeah, and it's
Indiana.
delicious.
Is it buttery?
Yeah.
Okay, they have a butter flavor that's also very good, but they have one that's popped in coconut oil, which is good too.
Yeah, I'm not looking for healthy popcorn. I'm looking for something that with fake buttery flavor, and I'm all in. You know, even Trader Joe, their buttery popcorn isn't the worst.
I think all the Trader Joe's popcorn's pretty good.
All right, well, listen, let's agree to disagree on this topic.
What about? Have you tried the dill pickle one?
Yeah, of course I have.
That's kind of fun.
Is it? Yeah, you also enjoy being pulled into a garage at 2 a.m. I don't trust anything you're saying now.
Okay, so Elliot,
Oh, is it Magic John?
Magician John.
Magician John?
There was a miscommunication earlier, and he's under the impression I told him he could for sure come out while he's on the show. So
He can be on the show?
yeah,
Is he going to do a trick?
I don't know. I think he's just coming to say hi, but he will do a trick for you before you
Okay.
go. Hi, honey.
Hey, Elliot.
So,
Hello.
honey, we're going to end the show, so I thought you could come out and say, oh, yeah, sorry, a lot of chords. Do you want to come say hi to everyone on the show? Okay. Here, you can sit on my lap. Oh, you want to tell a joke?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Here, I'll hold the microphone. And then we're going to end. Here, say hi to everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
So, do you want to tell a joke? Okay.
Knock knock.
Who's there? Who?
Bless you.
Do you want to tell the one you told me this morning at breakfast? Do you want
Yes, you do.
4
What
wheels.
kind of what? Oh yeah. What has 4 wheels and flies?
What has 4 wheels and flies?
I got
I don't know.
A garbage truck.
Yay!
That's really good.
Awesome.
Anything else you want to tell us?
We have another joke.
Oh, okay.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Bill.
Bill who?
Don't cry, it's just a joke.
Oh, boy.
He said boo. Yeah. That was really good. Anything else?
Elliot, I understand you're getting very excited about Halloween. Is that true? Do you know what you're going to dress up as yet? What are you going to be?
Cousin It.
Cousin It from the Addams Family?
Oh, that's good.
That's awesome.
I already had the costume.
I
in
don't
my
doubt
house.
it.
How are you going to see?
I haven't figured that out
Oh,
yet.
yeah.
Do you guys still have the pumpkin patches out here? I feel like there were some good
Yeah, we have some pumpkin patches
in the neighborhood.
That's great.
Yes.
Also, what's your brother going to be? Does he know yet?
Wednesday.
What?
Wednesday Addams?
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's fun.
I didn't know.
Is Owen aware of this?
I didn't know Owen was going to be Wednesday. Does Owen know?
Well, he's gonna be Wednesday, but then he told me that he wants to have a sweet hat, and then he wants. Well, first, then he told me he wants to be unique. Well, he didn't tell me, but I think he will. But I want him to be Wednesday.
So we should have some conversations. Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna do what's called plugs now. Want to hang out while we do that? Okay. Thank you guys so much for being on the show. This was so much fun.
Thank you.
I want to remind everyone, if you enjoyed what you're hearing, or even if you don't, make sure you're subscribed, tell a friend, leave us a nice comment. I read them on the show in a segment called iTunes Comments of the Week. Click 5 stars. It's my favorite number. Follow me on social media at Allison Rosen on Twitter and Instagram. Jimmy, where might we find you? What should we look out for, etc.?
Well, of course, I got my residency in Vegas opening up for Magician John. So I'm looking forward to that. That's you. You know what? JimmyPardo.com, and of course my podcast, Never Not Funny. I do have some tour dates coming up in the fall. Heading out for the first time since before the pandemic.
Nice.
First time going out and doing some shows. All that information is at JimmyPardo.com, and you can find the podcast through that as well. But that's what people mostly know me for these days is Never Not Funny. So come and listen to us and have fun with us.
Perfect. Eva?
I'm on Twitter as Eva Faye. And I just want to plug just county fairs in general and immersive theater in general.
Wonderful. Tony?
Twitter and Instagram at
Tony Thaxton.
And my podcast, Bizarre Albums, every Tuesday. And early September, I'll be out for a few more shows with Motion City Soundtrack, much to Allison's delight. Come on, Midwest, East Coast. And that's it for now.
Elliot, is there anything you think everyone should make sure to look out for?
What do you mean?
Like any shows you think they should watch or anything? Any podcasts? Or books?
If I have a book that I want to show them.
Yeah, any book you would think they should all read?
What do you mean?
Okay. Just tell them to listen to Allison Rosen as your new best friend.
Do you mean to show them pictures of a book?
Oh no, I just mean if there's a book, a title of a book that you like, you could mention that, and then they'll all go try to find it at a store.
Oh, I don't want to.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
And answered.
Yes. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Allison Rosen Show? We had a good time, but now we gotta go. Yeah, Allison Rosen is your new best friend.